system than here.
Wouldn't have to be, though. I mean, it's the 21st century. Anybody can, open it up. I think.
But for all practical purposes, it's a dictatorship in the family. And, elections are a joke and all that.
Elections are a joke. You won't get any younger than that.
Stuff they stare at, staggered. The focus of your book is investigative reporting in post-Soviet space. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be able to tell that.
Yeah.
What Moldova is doing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, what's interesting to me is, the history of investigative reporting and starting out in the U.S. and how it, has changed things in the U.S. and how, very quietly, I think, the U.S. government has realized that they need to, that investigative reporting coming from their own people, from the various countries, and teaching people how to do investigative reporting is important.
Well, maybe this will help you a little bit, because there's been a couple references to it. Around the period 2000, 2001, there was this show 60 Minutes.
You mean here?
Yeah. And literally that was the name.
Yeah.
They bought the license. Before that period, and there's pre-internet in reality, pre-web in reality, and documents were not easy to come by. They did a pretty good job of pointing out some things that were going on here. It was a pretty good show. During Saakashvili times, that was untenable in reality. The core of that group went into business reporting. Not investigative business reporting, but probably more like, the analogy would be like a CNBC sponsored thing. Still good information. In a country like this, very good information. Maybe in the process of showing video of a place, you can see environmental things, things like that. But that would be your slide, and so there's a lot more of that reporting now. People who might do investigative in a country or in a situation, whether there's a place for it financially or even in the media thing, might find them more there. A couple, three websites, three programs have business reporting. A lot of our stories that we're doing now, if Mustavi's not picking them up, they're actually getting picked up by the midday business shows. We'll do like a 7 or 8 minute segment. Our reporter will come on and talk about it for a couple minutes, as we were laughingly saying, boring the audience by holding up a document like this, putting them to sleep. Their graphics are a little better than ours, so it's not quite as bad. Then they'll talk about it, probably put a spin on it again. And the anchor's going to say something that's not exactly where you were going with the story. So that's not an unnatural progression. Armenia is going to be interesting because I had this opportunity, I think I mentioned to you 3 months ago, to go down and talk to everybody about what they need just for the EU, sort of do a wish list, rather than do your little grant for $50,000 for 5 years and tell them you need 2 chairs and a laptop. And both at public TV and at the leading sort of oligarch-only station, which of course was very much the same until 2 or 3 weeks ago. Pretty smart people and they would be able to turn pretty quickly. They'd be able to do this pretty quickly, not just technically, but they know how to do this stuff. They're really professional. Depending on which way the wind blows there, and where they stand, where the money goes. If it's like here and other places, some of these oligarchs will become very democratic in the next month. I could see some good work down there happening sooner than people think.
You're talking about here in Armenia. Okay.
I could see that.
Are you concerned that under the Trump administration that these programs, the USAID and others, are going to dry up?
No.
Why?
Because of the geography. We are, rightly or wrongly, not Russia. And even in the midst of that early period in 2017 when they were going to shrink the State Department to 4 people. And,
right.
all
Well, it's
of
almost
that.
a threat every year.
Right. Georgia, correctly, is perceived as a bulwark of, anti-Putin, anti-Russian geography. Shouldn't be. It's not fair. Russian people, Georgian people love each other. Relationship needs to be good. That fence needs to stop crawling. They arrested 3 more people yesterday along that fence that you guys drove past Sunday.
If you travel around, I'm sure you've noticed lots of Russian-speaking tourists. There's a lot of Russian.
But the current aid thing right now is soft Russian power, anti-Russian. Are they influencing television? Are they influencing the skinheads? And that money flows right now. So for these 3 particular countries from the U.S. right now, almost any place else in the world, I'd be terrified. But
The Belarusian journalists were complaining that the money had stopped.
Where were they getting it from, do you know?
Well, some from USA, a lot of it from Western, like Swedish and...
Belsat was too dependent on Polish public TV. And who would have seen that coming, honestly?
I know.
So I know where that's coming from.
But you can imagine all of these organizations are scrambling now, thinking this is going to happen, and they don't know when or how.
Right.
Everybody's looking everywhere.
Right.
That office I sit in, and they're good people, and Open Society is the best donors on earth in this part of the world in terms of being practical when you really need something, being nimble and everything else. And even they're, very conscious that every time I go downstairs, there's a meeting with another 12 media outlets. What are we going to do about the Russian influence? It's flavor of the week. I don't know, but in big picture, no. And we make a case, and donors do get better, but to try to sustain even 5 or 6 people working on investigative stories, and the way we do it, we do regional stories that we can turn around faster. With IFAC, we've just created a newsmaker of the day where, without comment, we just take a piece of data that's pretty spectacular, not that hard to find here, put a face on it. This person's in the news today, this is it.
So is IFAC completely OCCRPs, or?
No. What happened was mostly just me and Bakradze when she got out of school, and we were sort of just, we even call ourselves sort of OCCRP caucuses, just trying to help Eric and those guys. Azerbaijan, we're just trying to do whatever we can for everybody. But it created a real problem for Drew because with the name on it, it means he should read like every comma that we do here.
Because of the
legal ramifications. But what IFAC does is let us register legally here, pay taxes legally. Too important here, as one of the few media outlets that's looking at whether people pay taxes or whether mines are paying what they're supposed to pay or everything else. We need to be absolutely squeaky clean. I'm always saying pay ahead, pay a quarter ahead. Don't at no time ever be behind on any bill by one lorry. Be squeaky clean yourself, so then you have a right to.
The bigger picture is obviously trying to set up something that will survive after we go for CCRP, runs out of money, does some things.
Drew right now probably has 100 of these around the world. Nobody can manage that.
It's how long do you think that will be able
Well, most of them, are like IFAC. They're learning. They know how to apply for grants. They are sort of more sophisticated partners in the whole system. Are doing fundraisers. There's adoptive reporter campaigns and T-shirt sales and all kinds of things to get money. None of it's enough, but all of it helps, and they do very well. We just had there was just an announcement of some EU agency or other is handing out